So what we have here is, I think, all the parts I need to build my Fender vintage relic Stratocaster in the style of a Stevie Ray Vaughan first wife, or as it's known, the first wife, or his number one. So I'll just give you a quick run through of all the parts and bits and bobs and things that I have basically ordered over time. Let's see, I started to buy parts for this project 2 or 3 years ago. It's actually quite a good way to not blow your budget. I didn't really want to fork out heaps of cash in one hit, so I've kind of basically panned it out over 2 or 3 years. Anyway, I've got plenty of guitars that I can play in the meantime, but this is something I've always wanted to do. I've been to many music shops over the last over the last decade, and I've played the Fender the reissue of the SRV model, and I really liked it, but I just couldn't really see the value in the price, especially in Europe. I think it's sort of around 2,000 euros for this guitar, and I think now there's so many different companies like Warmouth and All Parts and Musicraft where you can basically buy all the Fender licensed the bodies and such like that and build it yourself. So, and there's, on YouTube, as you probably all know, there's millions of instructional how-to videos and videos kind of like what I'm doing here as well. So, maybe it could be the death of the big, super manufacturing guitar companies around the world. Who knows? You never know. So yeah, what we've got here is it's one of the first things I bought. It's just your Texas, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, your Texas specials. The kind of the standard pickup that Stevie Ray Vaughan, I guess, made famous in his Strat. So yeah, I bought those 2 or 3 years ago. I think I paid about $140 US. I think they're substantially more expensive now. What I've got here is a late 50s, early 60s. It's semi-pre-wired with a capacitor and things like that, and the input jack and such. It comes on this bit of cheap plyboard, and also with the wiring. Yeah, it's a 54 to 61. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, it's 54 to 61 Stratocaster wiring diagram. So I'll be whacking that in as well, with all the old CTS sort of pots and things. Here's some of the old cloth vintage style wiring. I think I ordered that from Crocs Guitars in the UK, or possibly from Crazy Parts in Germany. I can't remember. I bought a lot of this stuff a long time ago. Here we have the gold Fender locking straps I put on. I've also got the original style ones to go into the horn here and at the base of the guitar. What else we got? Some gold. To get that in the shot for you. Some gold pickup switch and pickup screws. The gold pickguard screws. I think I've got a few packets of those kicking around the house. And of course your input jack plate, with the screws and a bit of tissue paper so I don't lose them. I think I still need to buy a gold plated washer or nut, but I don't know. I'll just go with the standard one for now. It's not really that important. So what I've got here is I've got some decals. So this is a late 50s and 60s Fender decal transfer. I don't know if that sort of shows. It's got the tissue paper to protect it over there at the moment. And I've got a couple of these spare custom, stickers as well. I don't know if the camera picks it up. That's the SRV, for the blah 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 over here, which everybody probably knows if they're familiar with this guitar. I imagine you are. It's a fairly familiar or popular guitar. This is kind of interesting. I got this from, where was it I got this from? I got this from Extreme Creations in Buffalo in New York. And it's kind of similar to the SR or Stevie Ray Vaughan signature that you get on the Fender issue, the nice shiny one that you get in the music shops. but it's a little bit different. So I kind of like the fact that it's a little bit different, and they do really great decals, those guys. You know, for a bit of fun, I haven't worked out whether or not I'll do this yet, but it's just my initials, M.T.G. You know, I don't know if I'll stick with the Stevie Ray Vaughan pickguard forever. It depends. I'll see how I go. If I like the guitar, I'll probably gig with it regularly, and then I won't use this pre-aged pickguard cover. You know, I'm not Stevie Ray Vaughan, and I don't really want his name on my guitar if I'm gigging regularly with the guitar. But if the guitar's just a guitar kicking around the house, then I'll keep it on. You know, we'll see how we go anyway. Don't know if that really shows. I'll just take it over the packet there. Gonna throw it out anyway. It's kind of well aged. This is from Extreme Creations as well, from Nick. He and his guys, they do a great job of pre-aging these Fender pickguards. Some really nice. Looks like one of my really old guitars. It's got the Extreme Creations logo there. It's kind of a crap camera, it doesn't really pick it up. And I've got the original Fender one as well, which has more protective, you know, shielding on it. Some copper shielding for the inside the routs of the guitar. What do we got here? Some thinner stuff too, probably for the edges. Hopefully that does a couple of guitars. We'll see anyway. I'm not too sure. See how that goes. So what I originally did was I bought these so-called pre-aged Fender, you know, covers and things, pickup covers, and it says aged white accessory kit for a Strat, but when it came in the post, I have to admit I wasn't that impressed with it's kind of like an off-white, yellowy, you know, it looks a bit cheesy to me. So, and I thought, well, if I'm already going, you know, right in with the aging sort of relicking look, I got Nick at Extreme Creations to age me the white style that actually matched the Stevie Ray Vaughan first white guitar. So I think I'll go with those ones and use the other ones on another project, or, you know, keep them in a box for the next few years, who knows. This was kind of hard to get in Europe. This was your left-handed vintage Tremolo. It came with this left-hand arm, which I immediately took off, and I ordered from Fender. It's actually a right-handed tremolo arm, so that way the kink is in the. So when I put it into the body, it's. I don't know if you can see that. It's the right way around, and the other one sort of kicked the other way, and I imagine it'll get in the way of my hand. But we'll see how we go. So that's that. I like that back over there. And that's just your standard gold screws and pass. I might actually age this. Apparently, if you put it into some black coffee for a day and a half or 2 days, depending on how aged you want it, it comes up quite nicely. So I'll experiment with that. I've got a new one over here still if I mess it up. There's I think I'll use all of the 5 springs on the tremolo, and there's just your standard tremolo claw. I've got a bit of soap here. When I was on tour with the band, I always liberate a bit of soap from the hotel room. You never know where you're going to get stuck or need it, and I'll use that for on the back of the neck here, on the butt of the neck. Rub that on a little bit there, and also on all the screws, because I don't know if you can see, these ones have got the screws pre-drilled on the neck. I'll show you the neck actually. It's got the pearloid Fender, like John Mayer's guitar, I believe he has these, and the Stevie's guitar towards the end of his career. Quite nice, I like them. This is an Extreme Creations build. It's got the, the Brazilian Pau Ferro. It's not really rosewood, it's a tree, but grows in Bolivia and Brazil. I don't know whether or not it adds anything to the tone quality. We'll see anyway. We'll see. So that's that. That's quite a nice feeling neck actually. It's quite a chunky neck. I've got they built it to Stevie's specs, but it's actually the same specifications. I've got a Music Man silhouette or silhouette, depending on your pronunciation, guitar, and it has a very fat, I think it's 42mm here, very sort of fat neck. I've got big hands, so I've got a Telecaster with a really thin neck, and it just doesn't do anything for me. I find that my thumb's way over the top with that guitar, so I wanted a nice chunky fat neck, and it happens to be the one that comes with the guitar. Here's the body. It's really nicely relicked and aged. As you can see, none of the screw holes are drilled except for the vintage trem, and obviously in the shoulder here for the neck. It's one of the better SRV autographs I've seen. I've seen some really cheesy big ones that sort of sit down here. None of the holes here are drilled. It's or here, so it's really great. You can. This is also from Extreme Creations in Buffalo, next to New York. From Nick, he does a great job. Took about 12 weeks to arrive. I guess you can't rush perfection. He's even done the custom shop. You know, I've got a couple of spare ones anyway, just in case I sweat them off at gigs or whatever. But yeah, I didn't really relic any of the gold hardware or any of the stuff. I figure that kind of stuff, you're playing concerts and gigs and shows and spilling beer and sweaty hands on them, and getting knocked around anyway on the stage. They kind of relic themselves rather fast. Already some of the gold plating on the original tremolo arm that came with the kit, it's already flaked away. It's quite amazing. So I can't imagine it's going to look that shiny, in a year or two. But, once again, we'll see. This is from Extreme Creations as well. It's the, I don't know if that shows up with the plastic shining. It's the First Wife SRV serial number. It's nice and shiny. I'm not going to relic any of the hardware stuff. It'll get knocked around by wearing belts and falling off guitar stands and etc. So yeah, basically that's pretty much it. I've got this Manitou strap. I like these locking straps because I'm kind of a bit wild on stage, and they tend to fall off. Nothing worse than having your guitar fall off mid show. Yeah, it's kind of pre-aged. I bought this from Thomann. They're based in Germany. Thomann.de or .de. It's yeah, really cool. I buy a lot of stuff from those guys. Yeah, I think that's basically it. So I've got also the string trees. I think in the tremolo kit it comes with the original. I don't know if you can see that there, the original string tree inside I might put that on there for the moment, and then later on I'll, maybe the enthusiast will go, oh, that's not really right, but I might stick those ones on later. Comes with the screws as well. So yeah, make the strings a bit better for tremolo dives and less wear and tear. But we'll see. Yeah, so yeah, that's basically, I think, all the parts that have to go into the guitar, and apart from some solder and a bit of elbow grease, as they say. So yeah, I'll post another video soon when I've got the thing bolted together and tuned up and playing well, and we'll see if it's any good or if it's a piece of junk. Cheers.